So I'm just a stupid dog, and this is the Florida Odyssey, the seventh step. Now remember, the producer, he ixnayed a whole bunch of the takes that kind of explain the whole dynamic between the white guy and his sidekick, Jet Black. Excuse me, I'm a stupid dog, but even dogs, canines, can get the Florida flu. You come to Florida, the first thing you do is you gotta quarantine because you got the flu from Florida immediately. The Florida flu is the thing that knocks you on your ass like 10 days into your trip for like 5 or 6 or 7 days. God forbid if you don't go get some antibiotics. God bless us, everybody. The Florida flu to put you right in the hospital. It's disgusting. It's a terrible thing. I don't know why they even have it. I don't even know why they want that, but they do. It's part of the flag. If you look, there's the Florida flu is up in the corner of the flag, the state flag. Whatever, it doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say here is that in this, the seventh step, you must remember that a great many of the steps, were already ixnayed or whatever you call it when they're rejected and they're killed. And they went into great length about, how the white guy became the white guy. The man himself became the white guy, bought an $18,000 cape, and how he buddied up with this guy called Jet Black, and how Jet Black, at the end, stood idly by while the man, literally the man in the character of the white guy, believing he was a superhero, got curb stomped by 3 youthful black dudes. And Jet Black, everyone's like, Jet, man, you ain't gonna do nothing? And Jet kind of thought that because he was standing there and wasn't joining in on the curb stomp, and he was saying something or doing something that way. And maybe he did. Maybe it shortened the curb stomping. I don't know. But Jet was like very and that was the end of that whole thing. That ended it. The man went back to being straight up the man. And Jet Black, I don't know what his name ever was. I think his name was Terrence. But he was a 22, 23, 24-year-old Lawrence Taylor lookalike, complete with a flat top hairdo and he had an earring. He didn't have a lightning bolt. He had a money sign. But anyways, the whole point of this seventh take is to try to flesh it out a little bit and make it PG so the producer won't, describe us as being racially twinged or motivated individuals. We're just trying to describe, there's a certain kind of a person moving out. There's a bunch of certain kinds of people moving in, but they're replacing them, but they're good people. They work hard too. Both sides are good people. It's like the older ones. That's who's moving out. The younger ones are moving in. That's what you got to remember. I don't know. I'm a stupid fool. It's, the white guy, one thing he was really cool at, and this might be the whole crux of the problem between Jet Black and the white guy. The white guy, he was able to convince a lot of women to kind of go on dates and hang out, and who knows how much sex he was having. He kept it tight-lipped. He had become a lot more buff. I think he was trying to do steroids or trying to take some things that would make his pecker a little longer. I don't know. He certainly was on the Viagra. That everybody knew that already. But anyways, he developed this whole take with these women because he knew these old lady white women were worshiping him. But he's like, I want to, I'm 58. I don't want to have a 70-year-old woman, a 67-year-old woman. I want to have a 44-year-old woman. The white guy was saying, as he was the character of the man. The man was really saying, he's like, hey, I want to bang a 75-year-old woman, no matter how hot she is. I don't care if she's rich. I want to have a 44-year-old poor girl. I'll take any kind of girl. I'll take whatever, I'll take a cleaning lady, a Hispanic cleaning lady, the man was saying, in the character of the white guy. But he was hooking up a lot of these women because he was very kind. I don't know what kind of racial thing it means where the women were attracted to somebody who maybe had a smaller penis but was maybe a little bit more dependable. I don't know. That's a whole thing I don't want to get into because I'm a stupid dog and I don't really have the intelligence to fathom these things. But you're wondering, why is he doing so well with all these, these women, these beautiful women that were happened to be whatever they were. They were not white women, but besides that, just cross out white women and put in whatever you can imagine. They were gorgeous women, beautiful women, it was crazy. He had a little bit of a stumble out of the blocks, as we aforementioned, but he got the ship straightened out after that. He started to get a lot more tan, a lot more buff. He started cutting weight. But the man, he he finally figured out how he could start really scoring big time with all different kinds of women, including even a few beautiful white women. But he was mostly concentrating on the ones that were right around him in his complex where he lived there right below Miami and was having regentrification. There was a lot of gorgeous, beautiful, all the different kinds of people besides the white people. But they were like beautiful. They were, and they were like, this is a rat race. We live in Florida. It's a rat race. They're like, God, the white guy, he was from a different place. They're like, maybe that holds out hope. These poor girls, they were like 35, 44, like whatever they were all, he wouldn't even go to the younger ones. The younger ones he didn't even try for because he knew he was a cool guy. He was like 34 maybe. I'd like to do 44, The man was like, whatever, but 34 to 44 is kind of what I'm targeting. Maybe I'm going towards the 46-year-olds even. But he developed this technique where he would say in public around these women that he wanted to bag. He wanted to do these women. He wanted to hook up with these women. He would say, if an olive doesn't have a pit, it ain't shit. Now, that's a quote directly from the man. And that was his litmus test for these women, be they whatever nationality or heritage. And he bagged a couple white ones that way too, but he was really housing down on he loved the Hispanics, and the black girls always seemed to be suspicious. He always was trying to give it to black girls because he loved the younger, the 36, the 38-year-old black girls looked like they were 19. The 39-year-old looked like they were 21. But anyways, it doesn't matter. He would say in public, it's gotta have a pit or it ain't shit. And this is what the white guy uses. He used it to convince women that he understands, their thought processes. And that might have been a problem. That may be what happened because Jet Black didn't like this technique because the man was like scoring like in his heyday, and everyone's like Jet Black was a much bigger, gorgeous Adonis, but he couldn't even get in the man's wake. The man was just like, he was like a reaper, a harvester, and he was just going to town. And I think that's the animosity between Jet Black and the man. The man, for one brief period, started outscoring Jet Black, and Jet Black got a little sore about it, and he let the man take a curb stomp, and everyone's like, holy shit, But the funny thing about it was the man, he used that back. Once the man left Florida, I'm a stupid dog, so I know, the man, he tried it. He tried it up in Kentucky. He's like, hey, let me tell you, everybody, if this olive does not have a pit, it ain't shit. And they all stared at him up there in Kentucky. They're like, and down in Florida, they laughed, and the women were attracted to it. Down in Kentucky, they're like, what? Olives don't have pits, they have pimento. The Kentucky girls are like, olives do not have pits, they have pimento. I don't know. I'm a stupid dog. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Don't worry about it.